All right. How is everybody? So, apologize if you're hearing noise in the background. It's kind of warm outside, so AC is driving. Gotta put the AC on, otherwise you melt, right? But anyways, today it's Saturday, off of work. Time to have some fun. Am I right? So today we are. Well, let's just say I'm pretty excited because the new Alien Romulus is out this weekend, and we are literally just about ready to pull into the theater. Yeah, just go see the newest Alien movie in the franchise. Now, I seriously doubt, but by the time this video is out, that there will be any of the alien buckets left. But I'm not really too worried about it. I'm like, it'd be nice to have something collectible, but I think I'll just go back and relax and have some popcorn and have a good fun time, because supposedly this one's probably right up there with, of course, the original two. Now, supposedly it takes place in between the films, so we will see kind of what goes on. And so yeah, here we go, the movie theater. Yeah, let's go watch Alien Romulus. Review to come after the movie. See you in a while. All right, you guys. So, just got out of Alien Romulus. Ran for about 2 hours, which is pretty good length for that. Minus the thing I really hate about movie theaters these days is that, we gotta add so many trailers. Just took forever to get out of the trailers, to get through all the trailers, but man, was that movie good. Holy crap. That's how you do an Alien movie right. If you have a director who is a diehard fan of the original source material, wow, it's so good. Okay, so I'm definitely going to be doing a review of the film when I get home. Basically, the best way I could really do it is basically spoilers for certain scenes throughout the movie. But yeah, basically it's going to be a spoiler review. However, though, I will try to do a non-spoiler review first, but I definitely plan on doing a spoiler review for it, especially since I am a big hardcore fan of that franchise and whatnot. But man, it was so good. Fede Alvarez, holy crap, man! You're like basically this. My opinion. This generation's James Cameron, when it was basically from when he basically shot Aliens at the time, because he was such a diehard fan of the first film, because there's all those little references and nods to the first one at the time when that movie came out. And wow. Not only that though, he also did direct the Evil Dead remake, and there's so many references to obviously the Evil Dead movies when it comes to Alvarez's remake. But yeah, so let's go and try to, since I'm still so hyped, still wowed by that movie. I don't know why. Now I'm inspired to try to go find some alien-related stuff. So let's go see what we can find at Disc Replay. Yeah. So let's go see what's there. See you in a bit. All right, you guys. So we are back. Got done watching Alien Romulus. Really good movie. Also did a little bit of physical media shopping while I was out and about as well. So yeah, hit the small Goodwill that I like to hit, and of course Disc Replay. Unfortunately, nothing is Alien related, unfortunately, but we did manage to find at least a few things sci-fi related to add to the collection, plus a couple movies. So let's go through and see what we got here real quick. So first off, we got ourselves a couple of books. So first off, we have here a Star Trek book in a hardcover edition. We've got the Idic Pandemic, Epidemic, Epidemic Pandemic, good lord. It's been a very long day. Written by Jean Laura, or is it Jean Laura? I don't know. But it's definitely one of the older Star Trek books, and yeah, so there we go. Alrighty, and then the other book we got, it's sci-fi related. Different series, but hey, you know, it's still sci-fi. So here we have Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Wild Space, written by Karen Miller. Takes place, obviously, during the Clone Wars. I think this is during the Clone Wars TV series at the time. So, yeah, can't wait to sit down and actually read that. Alrighty. And if you hear noise, the dogs are currently eating. Alright, so movie-wise, got a few interesting little choices. First off, we have I think it's a horror comedy. I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen it. But all I know is that it stars Bruce Campbell in it, which is awesome. So here we have Black Friday. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So I'm like, yeah, why not? It's cheap. And then now this movie I've really been wanting to see. I saw the trailer for it, and it looks amazingly good. It's starring Mads Mikkelsen. We've got Riders of Justice. This trailer, I remember watching the trailer for this, and it just looked really, really good. It's a lot of different than what he's kind of used to doing, but yeah, it's basically it's another one of those revenge type of movies, but it's supposed to be really, really good from what I hear. Alrighty, and then we got some TV to add to the collection. Some stuff I've been on the hunt for a while. Thank God it's finally now here. First of all, we have, let's get the sticker off here. I don't know why I didn't take the stickers off beforehand. Yeah. Let me get this off here real quick. I don't know why it's being a pain. So, there we go. Alright, that's better. Alrighty, so here we have, finally, in the collection, the final season of one of my favorite 80s cop shows of all time. We've got Season 5 of Miami Vice on DVD. And I've had the rest of these forever. But Season 5 was always the hardest one to find. I don't know why. But thankfully, though, I also do own it on Blu-ray as well. So I've got the complete series set of that. And then, well, we go from American to Britain. Yeah, we go to British sci-fi TV series, which I've heard. I have some of these. I don't have all of them yet, but I know it's really, really funny from what I have watched out of it. Yeah, definitely have been on the hunt for these two in the series. I've got series 1, 2, 5, and 6. But these two I've been on the hunt for a while. So first off, we have the original series of Red Dwarf 3. Yeah, there we go. Nothing like add some Red Dwarf into your collection. And yeah, these things are just loaded with extras. And I mean, it's really, really funny. And then we also have here Red Dwarf 4 of the original series. So I think I only need 7 and 8 of the original run series, and I will have all of that. Then I'll have to hunt down, of course, some of the later ones. But, so yeah. Alrighty, so now that the DVD and books and stuff are up to date, what did I think of Alien Romulus? Well, first things first, despite sitting through, it seemed about 500 trailers, I swear, sometimes you get to a certain point, you're like, okay, I'm done with trailers. When's the movie's going to start, you know? So once it got started, you have just, that instant homage, of course, to the original film, as well as Aliens. So, now I will say that this review is going to be filled with spoilers. For those of you who have not seen the movie yet, please go see it and then come back and watch this part here, and then we can discuss it. So, anyways, now this is spoilers from just fresh off from what I can from what I can remember out of it, because sometimes it takes me a few viewings to fully get what's going on. Sometimes I can remember it really well, other parts, not so much. So, anyways, so it starts off great, with shows a ship coming into a area of space debris, and what's great about it is that part of the debris actually shows the debris that they are coming out of coming into is of course from the Nostromo, which is really really cool. I'm like, sweet. And then they find like some sort of fossilized looking thing at some point, and I'm like, okay, what is that thing? Of course, then you realize exactly what it is. But now I will have to say that throughout most of the film, it's pretty decent for what it is. It's really, really good. Obviously, now, um, so then, they get to, we get our new heroes introduced by the name of Rain and Andy. Andy's the newest synthetic character, basically, and very interesting type of character. I mean, he acts like he's all messed up and everything, like he's shorting out, which I thought was kind of interesting because we don't usually see that type of thing in the Alien franchise until obviously the first movie, What Happens with Ash. But yeah, but speaking of Ash, yes, now that was kind of surprising. I was not really expecting that character to show up. Now, before anybody here starts typing away in the comments, I know that character is not the Ash character itself, because obviously, in the first film, obviously he gets destroyed by Yaphet with the flamethrower, by Parker. However, though, I was talking to somebody afterwards, and what I had kind of determined was that they kind of took when Whalen and Tony made the A120 models, they obviously were designed after that character, who obviously Ann Holm himself never actually played the real life version like Lance Hendrickson did with Bishop. But basically, they have just different names. So his character's name is Rook. Now that could be, Rook could have been the guy's original name. We really don't know. But basically, the 120s basically is just that particular facial and design model, like Bishop is the Bishop model. But I love the fact that they actually used a lot of the original side effects from the original films, and we actually get to get to see a new pulse rifle, which is kind of interesting. Now, what's kind of interesting is that this pulse rifle that they use in the film, it's not the one that is used by the Colonial Marines and Aliens. That's actually a different model. But what's kind of interesting though is that this one actually has automatic target aiming, which is different. Which is something that they never really explained in Aliens, how that actually works. But obviously, it's a different model than what the Colonial Marines use. But I thought it was kind of interesting, the fact that they put in, some newer stuff into the mythos of the Alien franchise. I mean, kudos for eagle-eyed fans for that. But what's great also about it is that when they are in the space station and they actually do come across the alien, they actually do come across the original one from the film that Ripley actually gets rid of, because the hook is still there, the where she shoots the original alien at, and which is kind of interesting. So basically, because I thought that particular version of the alien was what was shown inside the thing, but obviously it's not. So that So who we really don't know how that's going to be explained until probably the second one, if if there actually is a sequel to Alien Romulus. I mean, if there is, I would just call it Alien Remus because, well, they have the Romulus, the Remus station. So I mean, that's what I would call it in my opinion. Um, but yeah, and then when they have of course, towards the end, we start seeing a little more nods and references, of course, to another film of the franchise, Prometheus, which is what I picked up on. And we see that life cycle of the engineer kind of come into play, which I thought was interesting, but they're also somewhat pulling just a tiny, tiny bit from Resurrection, just a little bit as far as like the tallness of the character goes, but nowhere near as weird and bizarre looking as the Resurrection newborn. That thing was ugly and hideous, anyways. But then again, so was this thing. But I mean, there are some pretty intense, gruesome moments in this movie. But I will tell you what, though, the whole zero gravity sequence where the aliens are being taken out by rain by having the acid blood there in zero gravity. That was actually some pretty ingenious idea because that's something we had never seen before in the franchise, and I thought that was kind of interesting because here it is, you're in zero gravity, and this stuff can get on you at any second, and But what's kind of cool about it though is that they have to figure out ways how to get around it, which is kind of interesting, and obviously they have another homage to the first film because of the blue light that's on the ground of the floor. But what's kind of interesting is that there was a sequence in the film where it shows the alien coming out of the birthing sac, which is also something we have never really seen in any of the Alien movies. I mean, we've seen the egg, we've seen the chest burster of what it does, but after it sheds its skin, obviously in the first film, and then it cuts to, the alien being full grown. Basically, we've never really seen the birthing sac at all, but when you look at it, you're like, oh my, and somebody yelled out in the theater, man, look at that giant thing. And if you know human anatomy, you know exactly what he was talking about. But it was just an absolutely hilarious moment. And it was kind of one of those you had to be there moments in my theater that I went to go see it at. But, overall, like I said, it was a really, really good movie. And, I thought it was great. And it's kind of interesting, though, that they kind of also do somewhat figure out a way to get rid of the face hugger a little bit quicker, too, which I thought was interesting. But obviously, they have made some changes along the way of when it comes to the alien cycles. They seem to be getting a little bit faster than what we were normally used to. But then again, it's Weyland-Yutani. I'm sure that they probably made, several changes since they first encountered the alien species way back in 1979 to now. But although it's kind of interesting though is that this film takes place 20 years in between. It's been a long day. It takes place 20 years after the original Alien film. So, which I think is kind of interesting because obviously, because Ripley doesn't wake up until for 57 years after she's gone into hypersleep. So basically, we have which is great about this film because it kind of explains, a little bit. We have some history that's going on while Ripley's, out there in hypersleep. We have no idea what was going on in between those 57 years. Now we have a small taste of what did happen, but I mean, I could have sworn though, I think I may have spotted somewhere in that Nostromo debris or one of those outside space shots somewhere, I could have sworn I thought I possibly saw the escape pod from the very first Alien, like, and Ripley's technically in there, but you just don't see her. Because remember, she's out in a drought, drifting for so many years. So all these events could have obviously probably happened around her. Obviously, she just didn't know it. But, I mean, what can I say? I mean, this movie was so damn good. I really hope that they do a sequel to this. Obviously, it's making really good money. But when it comes to Fede Alvarez, please, Hollywood, bring him back. Please write another story. And also, I was reading an article literally right after the movie that he is good friends with Dan Trachtenberg, who directed Prey, the newest Predator film. He says that he and Dan have an idea for a new Alien versus Predator movie. Hollywood, let them do it, please. Because he was saying something about, or it would be more of like a grindhouse thing where Alvarez would direct the first half and then Trachtenberg would direct the second half. And I'm like, that would be kind of interesting, where they would kind of, mishmash, or maybe they would, intercut scenes or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, that would be so awesome if they were to actually do that. Let them do it. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you take a look, for example, at, Japan, you've got Godzilla movies, right? You've got kaiju films, you've got this, you've got Ultraman, you've got all these different pop culture icons. And yet, here in the States, when we have stuff like that, after so long, we just get so bored with them. And then Hollywood's like, oh no, we don't want to invest money into it. Yes, you do. It's called the internet. Just release it out there. Fans have made better films than half of the crap that Hollywood has out there anyway. We've got these characters out there. Let's let them explore. It doesn't matter if they all have to be connected. Nothing has to be connected together. Just let the fans and the directors who are fans of these franchises, let them have their vision told. Because, they could easily connect stuff together, or there's so many different stories that are out there that just need to be adapted to film. And, like, for example, there's the trilogy with the Japanese chick and the Predator, written by by Stephanie Perry. I would love to see those books adapted into movies. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, either that or just, put it out on YouTube or Hulu or something. You know what I mean? Yes, I understand it takes, a lot of money and time and people to create all this stuff, but you know what? You've already got most of that stuff already made. All you got to do is, just, customize it a little bit. Either that or have fans have their own costumes that are pretty much movie accurate. Borrow theirs. Or that or have them come in and play the characters and you can do whatever. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling on and on about Predator and stuff. But yeah, back to Alien. So, like I said, it's probably one of my favorite sci-fi horror films as of right now. Been anticipating this because I went and saw, of course, the 45th anniversary release of the original film. And, they had a small preview of what was to come with the new Alien film. And I tell you what, Fede Alvarez knocked it out of the park with this. I mean, it's basically, what I can tell is that he is basically James Cameron of today when it comes to the Alien franchise. Because if you go back and you look at James Cameron's work from Alien, right? You can tell Cameron was a big fan of the original film. There's all those little nods and references to the first film, especially within the first couple of minutes. Something that you don't see when that laser's cutting down, when the laser cutter is going down the door there on the escape ship. Ripley's gun that she shot the alien with is actually in the exact same spot as it was in the original film in that wide shot there. You can barely tell it's there, but it's there. Basically, Fede Alvarez, he basically has all these nods and references to the first two films. He's basically, like, in my opinion, the James Cameron of today's, filmmakers of the Alien franchise. So, why not? Let him do another one. Seriously. Apparently the dogs are still eating, so anyways. But yeah, that's probably going to be it for whatever spoilers that I can remember. Because like I said, I had a long day at work, and so I'm obviously tired and exhausted. Can't really remember a whole lot, but it's going to take me, several viewings to really look at all the fine-tuned details and everything. But so yeah. All right, you guys. So with that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, leave a comment down below, and with that, I will see you next time. See ya.